What is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? Back once more with another daily live stream. Day 140 in a row, I believe. Going strong. We're going to make 150. Going to make 150 very, very soon, just after Christmas. Looking very much forward to that. Welcome back to another daily live stream. We have a lot of huge sources to come in this video. Potentially a mass crypto market short squeeze happening tomorrow, following sources suggesting there's going to be a higher likelihood of there being more rate cuts across the world, in particular, of course, in America, which is very, very bullish for crypto and other financial markets, as well as a post from the head of ETF analysis from Bloomberg, Eric, who has stated that next year, 2025, we are going to see a mass flood of crypto ETF issued. And he said something very interesting, highlighting the likes of Litecoin and HBAR, which, if you could maybe make a weird connection, if you will. So I'm going to make a connection to therefore suggesting that potentially we're going to see a Kaspa ETF happen much sooner than you think as well. We'll get into it in the stream. As always, if you've been enjoying these streams, leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more. And welcome back. Hope you're having a very, very good Tuesday. Now, first things first, here's the post here from Eric Bolshiners, who is the senior ETF analyst of Bloomberg. You know, he's been very, very on point predictions with Bloomberg, with ETFs regarding when Bitcoin's going to get launched, when Ethereum's going to get launched, and also when the likes of Solana and XRP were going to be launched. He said that there's still a lot of scrutiny behind the SEC, so it's going to probably not happen. We can see here from Eric, he says, we expect a wave of crypto ETFs next year. We should know that already, albeit not all at once. First out is likely the Bitcoin Ethereum combo ETFs. Then probably Litecoin, because it's a fork of Bitcoin equaling a commodity. Then HBAR, because it's not labeled security. And then XRP and Solana, which have been labeled securities in pending lawsuits. That's what's highlighted in this video, in this post here from Bloomberg. So the way that I have, depicted this post from Eric is he's saying we'll see a Bitcoin and Ethereum combination ETF first, which is, understandable. HBAR being similar to the likes of XRP, we'll get one quite soon as well, because that will not be labeled as security, whereas XRP has. So XRP will get one when the lawsuit's over, as well as Solana will get one when the SEC has been reformed a little bit more. But the interesting part for me here is then probably Litecoin will happen after the combination of Ethereum and Bitcoin, because it's a fork of Bitcoin, therefore it's a commodity. So it's a proof of work, effectively, a fork of Bitcoin. Now, I think you kind of get where I'm going with this. Kaspa, the fair launch proof of work, no pre-allocation to developers, the fastest proof of work in terms of speed right now, and the second best in terms of hash rate. It is right now to the market cap below the likes of Litecoin, because, price is not moving right now as it's just going on. Litecoin now number 20, Kaspa's down here at number 44, which is, saying quite a lot right now, but I think it's just temporary. I do believe Kaspa's still going to be a top 10 this cycle. And for me, therefore, we've already seen the connections already. Grayscale is considering Kaspa ETFs right now. So in due time, Kaspa will have ETFs with the big ones alongside Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Stellar, XRP, Zcash, Hedera, HBAR, and so on and so forth. Recently, Valor Funds confirmed that they are now launching ETPs with numerous assets, including the likes of Kaspa. And as we can see from Wolfie putting out here, the Valor crypto ETPs buy back assets to themselves. So yes, the Valor crypto ETPs, which are European ETFs, they are physically backed by the underlying digital asset they represent. So therefore, they're having to buy Kaspa to be able to launch their ETPs. And they have ETPs of Kaspa that are already live, that already launched. They launched on the 13th, 4 days ago. So we have ETPs of Kaspa already. Not to mention as well, the new SEC chairman Paul Atkins is on the board of Securitize, who partnered with Zodia. Zodia is a partner now of Kaspa, and Zodia also have partnered the likes of 21 Shares, who has the world's largest offering of crypto-related ETPs, European ETFs. So therefore, as well, of course, the likes of Marathon Digital Holdings as well. So the connection here that I am making, and I'll circle back to this later on in the video for those who are joining a little bit later, but the ultimate connection I'm making here is Eric Bolshiners, who's the senior ETF analyst of Bloomberg, who has been calling these ETFs very accurately because they understand the space very, very well and what these institutions are going to, and the SEC is going to allow, to say the least. They're going to see a combination first, then probably Litecoin, being a fork of Bitcoin commodity, then HBAR, and then XRP Solana. But Considering that, again, Litecoin is a fork of Bitcoin, therefore it is a commodity, Kaspa inherently, therefore, is also a commodity. It's a federal proof of work. It's not a security. It's exactly like Bitcoin. It's just a block DAG, not a blockchain. So Kaspa, I would like to believe, therefore, you'll see ETFs, and we're already seeing ETPs, but you'll see ETFs come for Kaspa much sooner than you may expect, if this is the right time we're going to be following. Based on this logic, again, Litecoin being a commodity, Kaspa also is therefore a commodity. And Kaspa is a faster and more secure, better hash rate than Litecoin. It flipped Litecoin back in July, I believed, when Kaspa was sitting around 300-400 pH. Kaspa is much better than Litecoin is now by a large margin, sitting at 1.39 EH, and that is a testament to how strong a proof of work project is. It's increased adoption and also it's increased security as well. This is a very big deal. So for me, again, the post I saw here, I just made that connection. Again, that's not confirmation, it's speculation, but based on the logic Eric is using for Litecoin, I suspect therefore we will likely see the likes of Kaspa have this consideration come to fruition, and Kaspa will have ETFs happening next year. Again, people have asked me what I believe about Kaspa ETFs, why Kaspa's not been moving. Right now we're in an institutionally driven bull market. Right now the price of where cryptos are, the Ethereums, the XRPs, mainly the Bitcoin and Ethereums, but XRP even then to an extent as well, has been a result of institutional adoption. XRP hasn't got ETFs, so it's been mainly retail, but it's got a lot of institutional adoption, so the connection being there. When you see ETFs launch from most of these projects, including the likes of Sui, Tau, Solana, Tron, AVAX, you name it, XRP, XLM, Stellar, 8bar, ETFs, institutions are going to flood in very quickly. And for me, based on the logic that Bitcoin is a commodity because it's a fair launch, proof of work, and Litecoin also being a commodity because it's a fork of Bitcoin, Kaspa equally will get an ETF. Grayscale will admit and accept Kaspa. And that will cause institutional adoption to flood into Kaspa. The Bitcoin maxis who started to be a bit more traditional, only looking at Bitcoin, but actually start to accept Kaspa for the fact that it is a better, another form of Bitcoin, but actually being utilized as a form of exchange, a mean of exchange, they'll start going into Kaspa as well. Again, Marathon, who mines Bitcoin, mine Kaspa as well, for the reason being that it's more profitable for them, and they also see the value. Marathon didn't mine Litecoin, they mined Kaspa as the first ever alt in existence. So again, that's my speculation, if you will, one of many sources in this video, of course, to why I think we're going to see the inevitable Kaspa rise. For people saying Kaspa's not going to reach $1, you're welcome to your belief. I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I believe that it's still too bearish, too conservative for me. It's still $2 based on this being one of the major catalysts coming to Kaspa being the ETFs, which I think will happen this cycle. Maybe late, but they will happen because people are going to start understanding. They already understand. They wouldn't be listing Kaspa here. They didn't understand what Kaspa's about to an extent. Why Marathon mines Kaspa? Because they understand what its inherent use is going to be. And yeah, why is Kaspa bleeding? I mean, right now, majority of crypto projects right now are bleeding, aside from Bitcoin's not doing much. XRP is rallying right now because we saw because XRP's USD stablecoin just launched today, which is a very big deal for them. And therefore, we also have a post here showcasing that once we reach a $3 XRP, you'll see $272 million worth of XRP shorts liquidated. So you'll see likely a massive leg up for XRP should it surpass $3. So with the RUSD being launched today, XRP did end up rallying up to $2.80, I believe. Yeah, about $2.75. Should it reach $3 again, we'll see liquidation. But that is why XRP is running because of RUSD. Bitcoin again is just where it's at. Kaspa is struggling right now. And it's not just Kaspa, it's the majority of the market. And I think that in preparation for the FOMC meeting that is going to be being concluded tomorrow, which right now sources suggest we will be seeing more rate cuts, me seeing more pressure alleviated from the economy, me more investors or more people are allowed to borrow money and therefore decide to invest it and see the crypto market have more capital flowing in and see it rise higher going into the new year. What's up, crypto goes, my man? Welcome back to the stream. Kaspa Live, Kaspa needs ISO 2022. They do, and that is what is coming to Kaspa with the gigawatt stablecoin or the warp core, which I've highlighted in previous posts, which I think I even did it recently in a recent stream. I need to also do that as well, but yeah, in a recent stream we saw that the KRI make a post on warp core, which is ISO 22 compliant, which is a very big deal, and that allowed Kaspa to get involved in the traditional financial sector, the cross-border payments of CBDCs, tapping into the market that XRP is tapping into. And why is that important also? I've got a post here Ignore the whole project pack stuff. It's not the whole point of this this segment here, but the point I want to highlight is this part here in this document, which is from Project Pax here, who's a Japanese stablecoin initiative company. They say here the global cross-border payments market is valued at an estimate $182 trillion. So with ISO 2022 with Warp Core, that will allow Kaspa to tap into that $182 trillion market, which is absolutely insane. So Kaspa does need that, and it will be coming following smart contracts on Kaspa, which will happen in about 6 to 8 months' time, around summer of 2025. So that might be late, but I don't think it's too late for the market, and I think Kaspa will see a leg up as a result of that, when institutions get more involved with Kaspa, utilizing it in the financial sectors, and I'll see in retail and institutional investors jump into Kaspa more and more, selling its price much, much higher. Well, selling to buy the kids some extra present. I mean, maybe they are. I mean, end of the day, Christmas is only 1 week away now. I'm sure everyone's got their gifts already. I know I have been. That's why I can't put more. I can't get more Kaspa right now. I'm upset by it. I had to spend all my extra Kaspa funds I normally put into the project into buying my family some gifts, and I'm like, so selfish, so selfish. I want to make money on Kaspa. Can't understand that. I swear. And I'm joking. For those who understand the sarcasm, I am joking. But yes. We're seeing a little bit of selfishness for Kaspa right now, but I think things are going to turn very, very soon based on the fact we're seeing more announcements. I forgot about this earlier. Again, shout out to Kaspa God, who showcased this to me. We're seeing Bitcoin Tree, who has now listed Kaspa, so more adoption again. That's not causing the Kaspa price rally, but it's good for the leg up when it happens, more adoption to Kaspa. And also, in regards to the rate cuts we'll get into in a moment, that's happening tomorrow. That's why I think we're seeing the market correct the day before. And then once the rate cuts are issued, you'll see the market reverse and start going up. Bitcoin should reach 110k. I believe it already surpassed 108 earlier today. I think Bitcoin will surpass 110k following rate cuts and maybe go a little bit higher. Again, time will tell. I know that Standard Chartered Bank stated they believe that Bitcoin should reach 125k by the end of the year. That's only 2 weeks away from now, and that would be a rise in value of around 17%, which does seem like a lot, but also not impossible. Of course, time will tell. And if that does happen, I think that will be potentially us seeing the crypto market, total market cap being something around 4, maybe 5 trillion. Maybe not 5 trillion, maybe 4 trillion. But either way, it's looking very, very bullish. I know Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse stated we should see 5 trillion by the end of this year as a conservative prediction. Right now, that seems like a lot to ask for, only 2 weeks away. I think we'll see above 5 trillion in this market, most definitely. I think 6 is my conservative prediction for crypto total market cap. We could see it go higher. But either way, things right now, despite it looking a little bit bearish, I'm still not worried. The only time I'd be a little bit concerned in the immediate future is if, in a sudden turn of events, Jerome Powell's like, yeah, we're not going to cut rates tomorrow. That's why I'd be like, oh, okay, we'll see a bit of a crash happening with the crypto market and other stock markets and stuff like that as well. That's the only time I'd be a little bit. I mean, in the long term, it won't matter, but I would be a little worried in the immediate short term. Now, I don't sell my Kaspa, so I wouldn't be bothered by it. People who do leverage Kaspa, you probably will be looking to sell, I'd imagine. But if we get rate cuts, I'd imagine, not financial advice, but I'd imagine we'd end up seeing a leg up for Kaspa and crypto based on the job data that came out on this day here, causing Kaspa to rise from 16 cents up to almost 19 cents here, an 80% rise. I like to believe that with the FOMC meeting, should we get confirmation of the rate cuts, Kaspa will start making a gradual rally to probably match up to 19 cents again going into the new year. I'm hoping to see between 19, again, might not happen, but I hope to see at least 19 to all-time high in this region going into the new year, and then see it push above that following the developments, speculation once more of there being more tier ones coming very, very soon. 10 BPS happening in that quarter, probably later half of the quarter, but in that quarter nonetheless. We've got updates about that as well here actually. Here is what the Kaspa developers are working on to prepare for the final 10 BPS hard fork node version. This upgrade will not only make Kaspa's network the fastest centralized network ever, but also the fastest than many centralized ones. So competing more like XRP and everyone else as well. So here Coder Stuff says, the most important thing is to implement the test and consensus parameter change from 1 to 10. This is a delicate change that needs to be implemented and tested properly. Again, doing their due diligence. I'm going to actually zoom out of this because I don't feel it's not covering the whole screen properly. I apologize for that. Bit zoomed in the screen. It also says here, there's also work to coordinate with integrators, so pools and exchanges. Again, That's what I'm talking about, the hard fork. That's also why you might see some exchanges that's hold off a little bit. Because those who have launched Kaspa already, they have to do this change with them. They're going to have to coordinate with them to make sure they get an upgrade done perfectly as well. Otherwise, there will be problems. So other ones might wait for the migration to be done, so they could just, not have to go through the trouble of doing it like that. They could just have it done already. We'll see. Time will tell. That's why people say Binance after the hard fork, and I do agree with the sentiment behind that. But of course, time will tell. So they have to test their software on the 10 BPS network so they can be ready for when such a change occurs. Mostly the next phase will focus on this. So after this current phase, the next phase will be focusing on making sure it works with exchanges and pools and mining pools. There's work to address the archival node maintenance concerns, essentially to do something for those who wish to continue running archive nodes. And then there's consideration for possible other features and optimization that need to get into this hard fork. That's just some of the stuff happening with the developments coming 10 PPS very, very soon. And that will make Kaspa one of the most, it's already the fastest proof of work, but it will become one of the most dominant and fastest platforms in this crypto space. And then you'll see eventually smart contracts, and eventually you see 32 BPS, 100 BPS, and DAG9, everything else, making Kaspa the most dominant and probably therefore the most utilized by many, many institutions and developers in this space, making it quite comfortably, in my opinion, a top 5, top 3 crypto project. And again, that's not this cycle, that's cycles to follow. In this cycle, I do believe Kaspa can reach potentially top 10. It depends on when the peak of this. Let's just say the top 10 is a $100 billion market cap. In that regard, and I think Kaspa could potentially reach that. Again, conservative prediction for me for Kaspa is 50 billion, so only $2 Kaspa, which means it wouldn't reach top 10. But I still hold on the belief, again, if we get ETS and stuff as well, which I think is possible, ETS, more listings, and especially tier 1 listings. We're seeing other developments like, 10 BPS smart contracts, seeing other institutional adoption for the likes of Zodio as well, all that stuff. Again, KRI, utilizing their projects like the ISO 20022 stuff, Warp Core, to get Kaspa involved in the energy sectors and the financial sectors and cross-border payment sector. The developments can cause Kaspa to have quite a significant price rise quite quickly. I think it's possible. But of course, yes, time will tell. Don't be emotional, do your own research, and understand that these developments, it's not a marathon. It is a marathon, it's not a sprint. These things take time, but I think there's still a good chance we can see Kaspa rise high in the cycle based on what's still to come. And the developments, again, could be a key part of that. As Jim highlights here, though, price, unfortunately, will inform opinions on most traders. That's what you've got to understand. Despite the developments with the developers here of 10 BPS, with potential ETFs coming in very, very soon. So ETF, 10 BPS, smart contracts coming very soon. Tier 1's very imminent to launch a Kaspa. That seems quite evident, at least. It's speculative, but it seems quite obvious. At least I'd like to believe it is. Most people only look at the price chart of a project to determine whether it's worth looking into or not, and Kaspa for the past year has done this, so it's not the most appealing. Right now the volume for Kaspa is doing a lot better after its fall off a couple of days ago, went down to 112 million, now it's up to 245 million, which is better, and a good sign for tier 1s to start building their bags and potentially get ready to list Kaspa. Most of the volume again is coming through Mexi and Gate, taking up 31 equally, almost 32 equally, which is quite frustrating because we know they have a massive sell war on Kaspa. They manipulate the price of Kaspa, suppress it a lot. But either way, BitGet and Bybit staying quite confidently between the 7 to 12% range, and they're taking up a decent portion, which is good. Again, Kraken slackluster. But either way, you have to understand that with the higher the volume, the better chance we have of getting these tier 1 listings, the likes of Binance, the likes of OKX particular, and then Upbit, Crypto.com, Gemini, and hopefully at some point late in the cycle, I believe we will see Coinbase as well. But again, these investors, the traders in particular, investors like us will just look for the long term. Traders will look for the more immediate short term. They'll do their TA and probably rely quite solely on TA, which while TA is important, I don't think it's the holy grail. I think it's important to do real world research as well regarding the project and also other developments like these rate cuts and stuff like that as well. We can see here, as Jim highlights, and I think it's very accurate, most traders will only look at the price, right? So if I let the price influence my opinion of Kaspa, I wouldn't have bought it at any low caps of 0.5 cents or 1 cent, which is fair. I mean, I wish I got in that early. God, shout out to Jim. I mean, I wish I got into that early. I got into Kaspa a lot later than that. But either way, if I was an investor and I looked at Kaspa on the price action, I wouldn't have got in that early. Of course I wouldn't. It didn't look great early on. Kaspa actually was down that early on. So no one had faith in it, but then it rose up very, very quickly, and now everyone got bullish on Kaspa. Now the last year, especially the last 4 months, has not done anything, so everyone started being bearish on it again. So consider this. Now more people than ever will be aware of Kaspa, and because of this, the market is now going to ruthlessly shake out anyone who lacks utmost conviction as to the powerhouse that Kaspa is. That's ultimately what I see throughout even myself, my Discord server, which, you know, there's a link to it on my YouTube homepage, in the description, also now in the chat. That's what I see quite repeatedly. There are some people in there who aren't the most bullish. Oh, they hold Kaspa, they're quite frustrated with Kaspa, and I get that, and that's fine. People also say it in my streams as well. I see it online all the time, people flooding Kaspa, and I get it. I really do. I disagree with it because I have the utmost conviction in the power that Kaspa is and what they're developing, and I understand that in due time that will relate and correlate to price rises. Kaspa remains the most scalable, decentralized, and secure trilemma-solving network in existence, and yet the price action may convincingly make many people is convincing many people that nobody cares about Kaspa. Because the price not moved for a year, people are like, oh, no one cares about it. The fact that the hash rate is going higher and higher, people care about Kaspa. The fact that the wallet addresses are going higher and higher, people care about Kaspa. The price is not appreciating with it because it's being suppressed, or whatever the reason you may choose to believe. It doesn't add up, right? And that's why I believe in more of Kaspa. That's why the developments coming to Kaspa, what's coming to Kaspa, that will allow people to open their mind a little bit. It won't necessarily change the ideology of the retail investors, the normies, quote unquote, if you will. We will be more bullish, and in due time that will correlate to the developers and institutions getting more bullish, seeing there's more to build on Kaspa, and that will then bring retail in as well. And that will also definitely be a big bullish indicator and a green light to my belief for the likes of these Wall Street institutions to start considering and actually listing Kaspa ETFs to get their hands on Kaspa. And when that happens, best believe people who didn't buy Kaspa will be panicking because, oh my god, ETFs are coming, we're going to see them. Again, that may not happen because think about Ethereum. When Ethereum had their first ETFs launched, you saw nothing with Ethereum. In fact, it went down. Ethereum did very badly with the launch of ETFs, so you might see a similar thing with Kaspa. But the ETF is an access for Wall Street and other institutions to get involved with a project. And if Kaspa is meant to be the next Bitcoin, quote unquote, then we should see Kaspa have that adoption with institutions coming in due time. And I'm counting myself lucky that I hold Kaspa bag at just 14 cents right now. And KLC is going to be a crucial part of that as well, also making this hash rate and the miners more happy as well as the retail side of things. Because right now, the way I see memes, Solana memes especially, people are saying that memes will die. I understand why people believe that, but I also somewhat disagree because memes is a kind of a middle. It's like retail's middle finger to the utility, to the VC-backed tokens. So again, not throwing shade at them, but you got pretty much all projects that are centralized. So XRP, XLM, Sui. You know, you got even Tower. All ones that have some VC backing. Memecoins are the retail's middle finger to them, saying we can make money on these rubbish very, very quickly. We don't want to believe in your stuff. You could just dump on us. That's why memes are big, and KLC20 can be the same thing for that regard as well. Of course, it could quote-unquote tarnish the name of Kaspa. I don't think it will. I think it will actually help each other. How Solana memes has inherently helped Solana. That's why Solana's making all-time highs in the run-up to the bull market as well. Or even in the early stage of the bull market, it'll still go high, I think it will. Nacho is the biggest one right now. It's now being listed on WeX, which is very good to see. We've seen a lot more listed for Nacho. Speaking of which, the Kaspa website for counterfeit tokens have been updated and it looks a lot better in my opinion. You've got top gainers and trading tokens here. You also see here, if you click on the tokens now, this look a lot cleaner as well. I'm happy about that. I still do prefer, if you look at Bert's world and you click on these, you can see the trading view chart. I prefer this because it's what I'm used to looking at trading view when it loads up. And I do like you can also scroll down and see the exchanges here as well. I do like this more for Burt World, but I do think, especially for the fact that it's quite a wide UI and my screen's a little bit zoomed in, I'm going to probably stick to Kaspa for now because this is a lot easier to see and it's a lot more compact. But you can see here, it looks very, very good. I like the update they made. You can see that obviously the exchanges they're listed as well, but either way, point being is KLC20s will also be big and help out Kaspa inherently, bringing more retail involved and also then allowing Kaspa to go up higher as well. So you'll see institutional and retail get more and more bullish on Kaspa as time goes on, which is ultimately what we're here for, right? We're here to make money. Kaspa for me is a great long-term investment, and KLC20 is another community where you can make money through that as well. Of course, there's been fun around it for a little bit, understandably. I think that's always going to happen with memes, always happens. Think about Solana. You know, you had the Hawk Tour coin, that was Solana coin, that got rugged immediately. You had some 13-year-old kid that made 2 or 3 coins off Pump Fund and dumped them on their people and rugged them. It's always going to be fun around the community. You've got to be very, very careful with memes. That's why memes are not deemed trustworthy. That's why Pump Fund's been banned in the United Kingdom. That's why United Kingdom also now sends out a warning or a banning of a token that I'm not going to say because it might get me banned on YouTube because it's a rude name because of an R. I'm sure people might know who I'm talking about or what I'm talking about. But again, these are the inherent risk with memes, right? But I do think that, again, this is going to be a good way to bring more retail involved, bring more adoption into Kaspa, and that will inherently help Kaspa price go up higher in the cycle and cycles to come. Same way Solana's doing it as well. And again, you'll see more bullish projects built on top of Kaspa with the KRI, with institutions with 10 BPS for smart contracts, and you'll see ETF flooding very, very soon as well, based on the inherent logic that Litecoin will get it's a fork of Bitcoin, therefore it's a commodity, and Kaspa is a very similar thing. If not, it's better. It is much better than Litecoin, and arguably better than Bitcoin, again, because it is more decentralized right now, being the fact that its decentralization actually is better. If you look at that, Bitcoin is above 23%, I think. Kaspa's only 17 right now. And also Kaspa's not more secure than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's hash rate's a lot higher, but Kaspa's going to be catching up, I believe, in due time as the adoption rises higher and higher. Of course, time will tell. What's up, Vaz? Welcome back to the stream, my man. What's up, quick crypto charts and my gut are making me think that we're going to pump out FMC. I think we will as well, which actually, speaking of which, also getting into this as well, we can see here. Investors are so confident in stocks, which I can also argue therefore crypto as well, so financial markets, they have a record low allocation to their safety in cash. Now, of course, you know, you should always make sure that you're not risking money that you could afford to lose. You know, if you have money that you need to pay your bills, to buy your groceries, for necessities, you shouldn't be investing that. Because this market, despite the fact that I believe it will go up, it's still very, very risky and nothing is guaranteed in this space. Who knows? The money I'll put into crypto is money that I can afford to lose, as everyone should be. That's not financial advice, it's just my belief of this space and investing in general. Although I'm pretty sure financial advisors will tell you the very same thing anyways. In fact, you're actually meant to, I think when you sign up to your exchanges, you actually, when you pass your questions to make sure you're allowed on the exchange, I'm pretty sure you've got to answer those questions and state that you're not putting too much of your capital into crypto and stuff like that as investing. But either way, we are seeing right now, and it's because we're in a bull cycle as well, and the market's due to go up higher, that investors are right now putting more and more into stocks and crypto as a result, and less into cash. The cash is kind of diminishing in value right now, and stablecoins are taking over. Again, the market is very, very big, and they're going to dominate this market. Right now, US dollar stablecoins are very dominant as well. That's the belief why the RUSD that's just been released today will do so very well, because of their connections, and of course, US dollar stablecoin. And I do care to agree. Of course, I think Kaspa with its Warp Core and Gigawatt can, in due time, compete, if not flip, with XRP's projects. Of course, time will tell. But ultimately, everything next year, 2025, is going to take off. Right now, we're entering into an everything bull market. This is also why I don't completely understand the sentiment behind people saying Kaspa's going to do nothing next year, or right now it's going to stay below 20 cents. We've reached an all-time high already. I'm like, how? I mean, even though, yes, we've already done well, so you could say Kaspa had this bull market early, I don't agree, because again, with what is to come, the sentiment from smart money, how they view the market, we're going to enter into an everything bull market. Everything is going to pump. Kaspa had an early pump, it's done nothing for a year, but we still got at least another, a minimum 3 months left of the bull market, and that's worst case. We got probably even more than that, 5, maybe 6, maybe even 9 months left. Kaspa is going to see more leg ups in the cycle. Kaspa for me is still going to reach $2. Again, that's my belief, not financial advice. You can make your own decision. You might say it only reaches $1. Maybe you say it reaches 10. You make your own trading strategies. For me, I think it reaches at least 2, hopefully 4, maybe even 5. And it's based on the fact that I've seen sources of information based on smart money, based on institutional investors who state that we're going to go so much higher. The fact that tokenization is set to take off next year, which Kaspa again will be late, but will end up being an inherent part of that. Meaning it'll probably end up having some form of price fluctuation to the upside end of 2025. Then going to the bear market, it will stem the bleeding based on its developments and inherent use in financial markets and the energy sector, and then build very, very bullish in the bear market into the next bull cycle, where it might even go even more parabolic and break everyone's expectations. Again, that's a theory of mine. It's not financial advice. It's what I've read, it's what I believe, and where I believe that right now with Kaspa is sort of a wealth transfer, where I'm not saying I'll become generationally wealthy with Kaspa this cycle. I haven't got the capital to be that rich with Kaspa this cycle. But in the cycles to follow, the money I have in right now, the more money I'm going to put into Kaspa as the years go on, I'll end up being generationally wealthy with Kaspa. That's my belief again, once more. You see institutional interest is growing right now, 44%. right now are investing, of institutions are investing into looking at tokenization, with the 65% coming from the massive institutional investors and wealth funds and institutions with over $500 billion in capital. And there's going to be 22% that plan to begin the tokenization of their assets by the end of next year, 2025. It's only going to go higher from there. And there's a lot more to come again in regard to this. So investors are putting more of their money into investments as opposed to cash. And this post here, the US Fed meeting live updates. The US Central Bank likely to slow its rate cuts with inflation pressure still. That's also why I said people who think we could see rate cuts, I think are still going to happen, but they're not going to be more than 50 because right now inflation is still rising. The way to combat inflation is to rise rates, but because the job data's, we're seeing more unemployment still more and more, they can't rise rates. They can't afford to rise rates, but the inflation still rises. Right now, we're in a predicament where inflation is still going up higher and higher, but we're seeing more unemployment. So the only way they can't really combat this at all. They can't rise rates because you see more unemployment. You can't, if you lower it, you see inflation go higher. So all they're doing now is lowering rates by a smaller margin. But seemingly, we're still on the belief we're going to see tomorrow the decision on the 25 basis point rate cut, which will be very bullish and likely see a leg up for Bitcoin, for crypto, and hopefully therefore for Kaspa. Again, Kaspa seems to perform very, very well following the FOMC meetings and more rate cuts happen down here on the 6th. When can my thing work? Okay, just trading view, love trading view, it's never laggy. So yeah, Kaspa down here on the 5th, 6th of November, we saw it do that on the leg up, and again following the job report data on the 6th of December, we saw another leg up again. Kaspa seemed to perform quite well following the FOMC meetings and the Federal Reserve, which is good to see. And seemingly as well, Japan except to keep rates on hold this week, so they seem to also be following along. They're going to keep their benchmark interest rate unchanged. So they're going to follow, again, you'll see most countries do this, following along with the United States, following along doing similar rate cuts. Because they don't do that, because again, America, US dollar is still the global reserve asset right now, despite its diminishing power. Although that's going to be shifting to keep them in power, I think, with the stablecoins, again, taking up so much of the market, being, again, dominated by USD. But either way, you'll see countries following in suit, so you'll see the global economy, pressure be alleviated to see more money be able to flow into investments. That's why this is the bull market. That's why Bitcoin has a halving around this time, because again, it's a time where you see these rate cuts come through every 4 years, and you'll see pressure alleviate and see the money go up and more money injected into the markets. We need Quick on KRC20. Quick on KRC. I've not heard of Quick. Oh, you're saying me? You're saying me. I would personally, I appreciate the sentiment, but I personally would never, ever, ever launch a KRC20 token. And I'll explain why. It's because if after launch a KRC20 token or a meme token in general, there is little to no benefit for me. If I had millions of dollars in capital and I was, extortionately rich and I didn't care, then yeah, maybe I'll launch a meme token, leave it there and just have it based on me and that'll be it. But if I had a meme token, which I obviously put my money into, there's at no point where I would be morally allowed, or allowed in general really, to take profit off that meme. Because I've put money into the meme, to launch the token, or even if I didn't, if it was fair launch as well, either way, if I've bought into it, the moment I sell and I've sold what is meant to be representative of my own token, that will be me effectively dumping on the community, rugging the community, which that's the last thing I ever want to do. Some things happen, especially in the meme space, those things can happen by accident. But at the same time, that's the last thing I'd ever want to do, to end up taking advantage of anyone in the community in general. I don't want to take advantage of anyone. So I appreciate the sentiment, but I can promise you now, if there's any meme that's based off me on my channel, I will not have made it, and I probably also will not invest into it. Not even probably, I won't invest into it. Because again, if I invest into it, and then, dump it, that's just me dumping my community, and that is completely wrong. So I wouldn't do that. But I do appreciate the sense behind it, the belief of me, so I thank you very much, my man. But it won't happen. It won't happen, because it's not possible for me ever. And it's just, again, there are too many inherent risks. Again, if something bad happens, that could end up coming back to bite me, and I don't just think it's worth the risk. I like keeping my aura, if you will, my persona as quite a relatively humble, respectful, and inclusive, all-inclusive educator trying to help people out. I'm sure there are going to be times in the future where I might end up launching a Patreon of mine, but if I do, which I mentioned in the last few streams, I'm looking into making a Patreon potentially now. If I do, it will be affordable. It's not going to be hundreds of dollars to join, you know. It's going to be a lot more affordable than that. And equally, it will be focusing on, you know, there's still the free Discord will still be there, you know. There'd be no difference to be, again, for the stuff I'm already doing on the side, like I have numerous jobs, one of them being I also do a little bit of trading on the side. I end up showing people, or teaching people, if you will, on trades that I do. And again, I have mates of mine who are professional traders who also do that stuff. So I end up probably just trying to see if I can help people out in that regard to make more money to invest into your other assets like Kaspa if you wanted to. But again, that's again me floating the idea about nothing has been set up or nothing's been launched just yet. Be comfortable with dips. We will be suffering for a while until God green candle. I agree. I do. I think we'll be suffering for a little bit longer. But for how long has the question's been for Kaspa right now? Once it does pick above that, and if there are big developments to follow that, again, potentially Binance listing, it will be God candle. Of course, again, time will tell. Good evening, Kappa Frog. Hope you're well. I'm great, my man. Thank you very much for asking. Hope you're doing very well as well. When is this crazy crash over, bro? I mean, I'm going to just, again, because I'm a bit of a OCD, I guess. The terminology, just to be a bit nitpicky. I know you're not saying it in a rude sense, but just to be nitpicky. The terminology crash means anything over a 10% correction in a single day. Kaspa, despite seeing severe corrections, that's not 10%, that's 6 that day or 5 that day. And even right now, it's down 3.4. This here, 19 down to here, to 16.2, that was a crash, 12%. So again, that's just me being nitpicky. You know, again, I know you're just basically saying why is Kaspa still coming down in price, but it's me being nitpicky. You know, apologies if I'm being a bit of an arse. But to answer your question, I believe and I'm hoping that following the seeming confirmation that we're going to see rate cuts tomorrow, that will cause a leg up for crypto and therefore for Kaspa as well. Of course, time will tell. But we do have the belief that we're seeing a lot of better momentum for Kaspa in the new year, which I've always believed anyways, because most of the developments like 10 BPS and smart contracts are happening in the new year alongside tier 1 listings as well. And I said in my stream yesterday as well that there's according to Wolfie from a video on Sin City about 5 months ago, there's a good chance you see a top 5 exchange, which could be one of these top 5, of course excluding Bybit, they already launched Kaspa, launching Kaspa at the end of the year in 2 weeks time. Now it could have already happened in the likes of Kraken, arguably, or we have to wait still, again time will tell. But either way, we'll be getting these listings soon enough, and that will cause Kaspa to start seeing a price reversal and everything else. What's up, Didama? What stream? Time to DCA if you can. I mean, unfortunately, I can't now, but everyone who can DCA, I mean, maybe it's a good chance to look into it as well. I think Kaspa needs way more exposure to grow to levels we all expect. Exchanges are nice, but we need more exposure to people to grow people's interest. I agree with you, Kevin. I do. Exchanges. The ultimate thing is a lot of reasons why the other projects are doing very well. Even Sui right now is doing okay, is because they have VC backing, so they have institutional investors be able to just push money into the project. Every project in this space, or majority of them, have that. Kaspa is fair launch, organic proof of work. It doesn't have that. So Kaspa right now, its only growth can be through retail. We haven't got institutional. We haven't got ETFs. We've got partners of Zodia. We've got partners of KI. We've got partners of Mouth on digital holdings, but they haven't actually got a way to pump and dump Kaspa per se. At least, not realistic. Not really. You know, they can't do anything yet. They haven't got any projects launched with Kaspa. They've got connections, but that's all it is right now. Kaspa needs to launch smart contracts to be able to have the potential to then be manipulated, quote unquote, and affected by the developments from these institutional investors. But right now, retail's the only thing that can affect Kaspa, and exchanges right now, mainly the likes of Mexi and Gate seemingly, as well as apparently KuCoin as well, but mainly these two are the ones that are suppressing the price of Kaspa, keeping it under a massive sell wall. We saw a massive leg up following its retracement down to 10 cents, a massive leg up, reaching 19 cents, all-time highs. We haven't seen that for 4 months since August 3rd, which is good to see. And I believe, therefore, that is an indicator, despite we're seeing a retracement, an indicator of we're seeing it go up in due time. And again, despite the correction for Kaspa, keep in mind we are only right now 30% down from its all-time high. To give you a comparison, Cardano, Adder, and also Litecoin, its biggest competitor, they're currently down 60% from their all-time highs, and they have been just increasing in value. Kaspa's had a leg down for the last 4 months. It's currently near the same price range, in fact under than it has been for a year, but it's been down for a month. Point being is Kaspa's biggest competitors, if you will, being Cardano and Litecoin, it's still close to all-time highs than those two are, and it's gonna go higher, my belief. I mean, for me, I think it's, again, there's not even a 1% belief in my mind that this is the top for Kaspa right here. Not even 1%. Kaspa will go higher than here. There's no doubt about it. And I think Kaspa could easily, not financial advice, easily hit, $1.50, $2 this cycle. And I still believe there's a good chance we could see 4 or 5 pays on these other developments, ETFs and institutional adoption coming through in due time. Everyone should pull their Kaspa off exchange, especially MEXC. Yeah. And ultimately, MEXC will manipulate the price. You should always have a cold storage. I think it's always a good thing to have. Tangem, Ledger, One Key. I've heard stuff about Ledger apparently having some backdoors to government, so just be careful, look into that. But yeah, Tangem, One Key, that sort of stuff. You should always have a cold storage to keep hold of your cryptos, so it can't be locked up. Because I've seen a lot of stuff as well regarding Coinbase, actually, regarding freezing of accounts. People will have a lot of money, capital into Coinbase, just their accounts being frozen, which is the inherent problem with exchange. You've got to be very careful of that. So yeah, if you can, get your Kaspa and get your cryptos off exchange and put it into a cold storage. It's just, for safety keeping, right? Because the last thing you want to do is if you try to take it off at the peak of the bull cycle, you might just end up losing it all. They might just take it off you. It could be possible. And the Buff Link says, though, if you're enjoying this stream, if you're doing this, then leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Almost 150 days in a row. I'll be making that quite comfortably. I'll be here on Christmas. I'll be here on New Year's. That I'm not taking holiday breaks. The only difference will be the time of the streams, because I'll probably be doing it early because I will be seeing family those days. But I will be streaming those days, so I'll still be here. I'll be here when I'm ill. I have been doing streams while I've been ill already. I haven't got there's all the big holiday dates, to my knowledge, I will still be here streaming. Unless something desperate, but really bad happens, like a family crisis, touch wood, God forbid, I will be here every day, looking forward to talking to you every single day. And what's to come as well for crypto, especially in the new year. Again, big stuff coming with tokenization, all the stuff I already mentioned, but also here, I mentioned this in a stream a while back, Gary Gensler resigning is very, very bullish for crypto. And there's also a post from the Ripple Chief Legal Officer Stuart Oldworthy where he stated that Caroline Crenshaw, who is a SEC commissioner, is actually more corrupt, more rogue than Gary Gensler, which I thought was crazy for him to say that. But apparently, which is very bullish, even more bullish, the Senate aide has just informed Elena Terrett, who's a Fox business journalist, that tomorrow's Senate Banking Committee scheduled markup vote on SEC Commissioner Caroline Crenshaw has been cancelled. She will not be renominated to a position, so she will be let go from the SEC. Once more, Trump is literally doing all he can to remove every anti-crypto member from power. He met up, European MP here is talking in front of Parliament and actually saying Donald Trump will create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. What did the EU do? And she's calling them out. Donald Trump met with Crypto.com recently as well, the CEO. Trump is actively supporting crypto more and more. At least, whether he actually does or not, I can't say for sure, but at least he's putting up the front he is, which I think is a good thing for the industry. And that's why I believe with the inauguration coming through in just, a month's time, January going to be a very bullish month for crypto. You'll likely see a leg up following him joining office. And if he ends up launching regulations very, very soon, seeing institutional adoption funds to crypto very, very quickly, we're going to see it go much, much higher, much quicker than we expect. And probably Kaspa get a lot of listings come very, very soon due to the regulatory scrutiny, being washed over, erased very quickly. And then exchanges will have the confidence to just list projects again, with there not being any oversight or any, egregious oversight, if you will. We're seeing a lot of big things coming very, very soon, and Bitcoin still, despite the CBI is rising now, which does mean we've got to start looking a little bit more careful to get maybe looking for our exit plans. It's still got time. We're meant to be looking for around, mid-90s to where mid-90s where you've got to start being really, quote-unquote, worried, if you will, or at least more actively looking to find out your exit plans. But right now, we've still got more time. 83 is the confidence right now. We can still go higher. And even now, the entry's higher. The heat map shows that right now we're still in a cool-off period. As I highlighted, we were seeing similar sort of signals to what we saw back in you know, late December. So literally this time last year, we're seeing similar levels to here that we did here. And we're in a call-off period right now. Yet Bitcoin's still going up in price. Therefore, we're seeing the institutions, we're seeing MicroStrategy, BlackRock, other institutions who are buying more Bitcoin, sending its price higher. But we're not seeing the actual value go higher, or the market's cooling down still because they're buying it, you know, not over the counter per se. But the price still going up. So again, for me, it means we're going to see a call-off period. Might even see a call-off period till Trump gets into office, till January 20th, at least on the heat map, and then we'll see it go parabolic again, following retail getting in heavily and ETFs being launched all over the place, and we'll see a very, very bullish market, I think, following that. And again, Kaspa is still doing despite its lackluster price, it's still doing very, very well, you know. KRI, listing more projects, they've got a lot of projects incoming, you know, ETS, ETPs coming sooner than you think, I do believe that much, and again, that's confirmed from Eric here. And all the other imminent catalysts, again, the FOMC meeting coming tomorrow, will likely see a leg up for Kaspa. You know, only 30% away from all-time highs is not that bad, considering that, you know, we were 50% earlier. And if you look at it from its recent peak, really down 24%. So again, it's not that far off. When we went to this peak here, we were only 10% away from its all-time high. So again, you know, we will make new all-time highs. Maybe not before the end of the cycle. Or end of the year even, not for the end of the year. I suspect we'll probably reach, again, my prediction, again, not financial, but my prediction, we'll see Kaspa reach in and around this region. Hopefully leading to the end into the new year, based on the fact that we saw this pump following job data. So Kaspa therefore should hopefully hit here again, if it's past the sell wall again from the big exchanges. And we'll see hopefully where it goes from there. I think New Year will be very, very bullish for Kaspa, seeing some very quick and significant leg up. We've seen it in the past already, jump it 2x. We've seen Bitcoin equally jump, you know, 30k in value in the span of 2 weeks. It's very, very possible how quickly money can flow to the market. And if you get Kaspa ETFs, that money can quickly flow to Kaspa as well. Litecoin. Yes. You said Litecoin quite a lot, actually. I really, SPL puts Litecoin into all my streams. I'm curious as to what he means by that. But I mean, yeah, Litecoin. I agree with the comment. I agree with Greg's comment above. A pump after FOMC probably. I do agree as well. Yeah, I think there will likely be a pump following FOMC meeting with crypto and most likely Kaspa as well. When do you expect Kaspa to get up again to 17 cents? I mean, again, not financial advice, time will tell. I would like to believe you'll start seeing a rally of sorts following the FOMC meeting. That would put us up 20% from here, which is quite a lot in a single day, but, you know, we have seen that again not too long ago. Literally about a month ago now, we saw that happen. I think the FOMC meeting will probably, if it is, again, rate cuts, and we see Ethereum go on a breakout towards all-time highs, if we see the Bitcoin dominance fall off again, which right now is rallying more and more, and it probably continues to that fashion. So therefore, when the leg up happens, you'll see most of crypto probably pump, or all the crypto pump, but you won't see it be too considerable of alts. It won't be until the Bitcoin dominance starts falling off again. You'll see the alts going a bit more parabolic. So I think you'll see Bitcoin probably surge to 110, 15k maybe. You'll see everything surge with it a little bit. Kaspa will probably go on a miniature rally, maybe up to 16 cents again. And then I think you'll then see the Bitcoin dominance fall off. Bitcoin will still stay around the same price, but just won't be pushing anything, or may come down a little bit. And you'll see Ethereum rise up higher. You'll see probably a few altcoin rallies. You'll see one altcoin rally probably start around the end of the year. Ethereum making new all-time highs, potentially. Not massive all-time highs, probably break above to maybe, you know, maybe 4.2k, something like that. Maybe 4.1, around there. Maybe a little bit high, maybe 4.3. And you'll see the alts like Kaspa fly. And I think Kaspa will probably end up, again, probably around here. Maybe around here. But I think Kaspa will end up between this range, definitely, going into the new year. Again, time will tell. Most holders want price to come down more. They are ready to buy heaps more Kaspa. Then price will go back up. You're also right, Snap. Actually, shout out to Kaspa Frog once more, because he linked me this post, which I'm trying to remember how long ago it was I retweeted it or saved it. But he did send me this post. I don't think it was this long ago. That's a week ago. It wasn't that long ago. It showed me right now that a lot of the holders of Kaspa actually increasing their allocation more and more, which is a testament to why Kaspa's still going to do well. Here, the percentage right now of circulating Kaspa that hasn't moved in over. People who've been long-term holders of Kaspa has just reached new all-time highs. So people who are selling Kaspa right now are exchanging the people who are getting in recently, who got in probably near all-time highs. People who've been holding it since it made its peak in November. They have not been. The amount of people holding it's gone to all-time highs at 26.77%. So indicating ongoing accumulation by the longer-term holders as more of the existing Kaspa supply remains static. This will create upward pressure on the price in fiat terms. Very true. Why I'm very bullish on this. Why does USDT token come to Kaspa? Oh, when? I'm not sure, honestly. Why USDT? Are you saying USDT coming to Kraken for Kaspa trading pair, or are you saying to the Kaspa platform? To Kaspa platform, I'm not particularly sure. I know that Change Finance does have a CUSDT, which is effectively Tether, but through the Change Finance DEX. I imagine the USDT as a whole will come when Kaspa launches its own DEX. Right now, you've got the Kaspa Market, which is in development right now. Kaspa Market IO, which is going to be, I think it's already out, but it's like getting more developed as we speak. And I think in due time they'll probably end up launching their own stablecoins as well. There is, again, I just want to highlight that there is seemingly some red flags surrounding Tether. Of course, time will tell what happens to that token. But there seems to be a lot of regulations that is not being considered. It's not considered under MiCA. Europe's regulations, apparently the US regulations won't consider Tether either due to its connections or lack of transparency, if you will. But again, time will tell. But either way, we're seeing more DEXs, more platforms, more developments coming to Kaspa, and should they be trustworthy, which I think market seems to be. I mean, right now we're seeing who's following them is the likes of Bert, which is good, Nacho, so the bigger meme coins are following them, which is good to see as well, and Fish and Lubbock as well, which is also bullish to see. People who are inherently quite well known and big in the space. I don't see Casplex or Kaspa, which does put me on a little bit of caution, because those are obviously the big projects you want to see to follow these stuff. But of course, if they do follow them in the future, great. Otherwise, then just word of caution, really. There are people who are already trying to take advantage of Kaspa Market IO, posting fake accounts. Just be careful of that as well. Again, information that I've put in the scam chart of channel of my Discord server. Go check it out once more if you want to go and check it out there. Chill, chat, and learn more about Kaspa and crypto. It's very active recently. We're getting more members joining. People who joined recently, shout out to all of you who are in there. And we're going to see it level up again very, very soon, hopefully. People in crypto is poor. That is why we are in crypto. I mean, ultimately, yes, although you have to understand a lot of people who are already millionaires have already gone to crypto as well. It's like people who have gone to crypto are people who, have got ahead of the game personally, But I think that, a lot of people who are maybe not as financially able, if you will, as other people have gone to crypto early, and people who have got in and already made quite a lot of money from it, People who got into meme tokens, for example, they've turned their, $100 of Solana into millions in the span of, a month, based on some, I don't want to say lucky, but it is quite a big element of luck. Yes, research can help with memes, but it's also an element of luck with memes, more luck than anything. But you get a bit of lucky and turn 100 into millions. That's why memes are so, hype right now, all the hype. That's why exchanges keep launching memes, because it's all the hype right now. That's not me, but again, the risk to them, just to reward is extremely high. That's why, again, I have not spoke about too much memes. I don't speak about memes on my live stream very much, because again, I see the value in them, and I've also been trading them, and I've made a good amount of money from them already. And even then, people in my server who've been just hearing me talk, for example, KRC20, I know people who made already 30x's from just hearing me talk about them. Heard about it can go really, really early, up 30x. So, shout out to those people as well who've done a lot through just hearing the information and talk to you. Again, it's like, there's an inherent value into memes, but it's also very risky. Just be very, very careful. But we'll see all of our efforts surely come to fruition, because again, the population of the world right now into crypto is something like 5%. It's very, very small. There's a lot more money to be made in the space. What's up, next level cash about the stream, my man? Hope you're doing very, very well. Reserve Rights RSR is about to become one of the biggest crypto tokens in the world. I have not heard of RSR. I have no idea what it's about. Reserve Rights. 6-7 million trading volume, 737 million market cap, total supply 100 billion. Currently about half in circulating right now, which means a lot of that's locked up, probably to the developers or VCs or the institutions, whether maybe they've got an escrow like XRP does, I don't know. All-time chart right now is, it launched early, it peaked at 10 cents in the last cycle, currently at One's 1.4 cents. Binance, major exchanges all around. Don't see Coinbase, that's the only thing I don't see, but otherwise it's got all the major exchanges, it looks like. So, I mean, yeah, it looks decent. As a project, it should definitely do well. The about is it's an ERC token. Okay, so it's Ethereum chain. To purpose, to over-collateralize to reserve stablecoins through staking and governing them through the process of voting. Okay, I mean, and ultimately, yeah, it sounds like it's got an inherent use case in the Ethereum chain. It will probably do really, really well in this cycle, in the sense of where it's at right now. I'd imagine, based on its listings and the fact it's connected to the Ethereum chain, got good use case in it, that it should probably return to all-time highs at the very least, which would then give it about just under a 10x from here. Of course, time will tell, see where it goes. But again, it depends on the success of Ethereum as well, which, I mean, Ethereum will do well this cycle, but there are many exchanges and platforms, platforms and blockchains and other stuff that are seemingly trying to compete with Ethereum, and right now are putting up a good case for, because Ethereum is just exchange fee and stuff. It's so expensive. It's the biggest. Ethereum's number 2 because it was the first to launch stablecoins. Respect to them for that, but into the actual platform, it is really bad. It's terrible. I don't use Ethereum. I prefer to use BNB, or I use Solana, and Solana's very risky, but I just don't like Ethereum. It's too expensive. I don't want to spend. I'm not a millionaire, so I don't want to spend 70, 80 quid to transfer a $100 transaction. That does happen. Ethereum is very expensive. That's also why I hope Kaspa platform comes out soon, so I can do that through Kaspa instead, because that'll be a lot cheaper. But without the downplaying of it, yeah, RSR, that's it. I mean, it should do all right. It should do all right, but again, that's your own decision. You want to invest into it, trade at your own discretion. Low key, I'd buy Quick. I mean, again, sure. I'm sure people would buy Quick. I think I've got a lot of support. I love you all for that, and I respect you all for being big supporters of me. I would be honoured to have a token named after me, but I would promise you now, I would not buy into it because again, it's just not. It's too much inherent risk around it for me. If someone buys into Quick, knowing it's based off me, and then someone just dumps it heavily, that'll potentially bring bad. Even though I could say on stream I had nothing involved with it, it's a trust me bro thing. No one can properly trust me. So again, it's like no one can truly say. No one can truly say what will happen. So it's really, it's a difficult one at the end of the day. It's a difficult one, so no one can truly say. So that's why I personally would never launch a meme. Most people I'm sure would buy into it, and you're probably very, very happy holding it. If I was to, it wouldn't be worth my while. I would be happy about it. I'd be like, yeah, that's Quick. It's about me. I love the idea of that, but I promise you now, I'm never going to get into it. Any FUD around it, anyone rugging it, I promise you it's not me. I'm not getting into it. I'm staying 100 feet away from it and then some. Have a restraining order against Quick. Not happening. Let us give you money. Be appreciated. I mean, yeah, I know. I appreciate you all. But I believe that, you've got to work for things. As much as I feel like I am doing a lot of work as it is and people appreciate me for it, I still feel like I could do more, which is again why I said I plan to eventually launch a Patreon. It's becoming more and more of a thing that I'm like, especially what's going on in the space right now with there being such a lack of trust. I'm thinking maybe people need a bit of trust in this space. Again, I already feel like I'm doing quite a lot in what I provide, and I'm happy with what I provide, and people are very happy with me as well. But I would also want to provide more, and there are things again other ways that I'm making money through crypto that I feel I could also provide a service to people who want to learn more. So I would end up launching that. I'm not sure when. I still got some things to sort out, but I thank you for being here and being big supporters of me. I do appreciate you all, and thank you all once more. And as you again join these streams, been doing these constantly since August 1st, every single day without fail. Leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And shout out to all of you guys who keep doing your own research and just turning up every single day. Don't rug on that. Again, I promise you I never would. Don't worry. I guess I should just look up your YouTube super chat stuff. Haven't tried it before. I mean, yeah, you could do that as well. By all means, Greg, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But at the same time, you don't need to donate any money to me. I respect you all for doing that. And I love you all for donating, but you don't need to. Again, even when I launch my Patreon, I'm not going to say, join my Patreon. No. I'll say I've got, I have to be on Wop. I'll say here's my Wop page. There's a free Discord server on it as well. If you want to learn more about trading and actually make more money quicker, I guess you can go to the Patreon section. But again, I would never ask anyone for money. That's not my intention. I mean, if I make money through it, fantastic. You know, end of the day, I'm gonna want to make money. So if I make money through it, fantastic. But I'm not gonna ask anyone to give me money. That's bent. It's wrong. It's not my intention at all. I launched a quick. Oh, Mr. Mars, man, you're gonna kill me. I launched a quick KRC on Jay's behalf, and I paid like 9% of it to myself. Hide before the last 10% is gone, just in case there's really a quick. I wasn't being serious. Yeah, exactly. There isn't a quick. Did a quick search. Lol. I did a quick search of it, and there isn't a quick. I guarantee you, there's gonna be one in the future. I'm sure. If this channel ends up becoming a big Kaspa platform channel and become one of the more world, like when Kaspa gets really, really big, you've obviously got the big ones right now, like Sin City, like GC, like Archetype, like Crypto Archie, like Kaspa Silver, you know, very, very big channels who will be, you know, inherently always the Kaspa focus. You've got other big channels as well who already exist, who will be talking more about Kaspa when it gets bigger as well. But if my channel becomes a really, really big one as well, I'm sure you'll see memes launched in respect to them, like the Crypto Galaxy one, which you know, that is hilarious. But yeah, I'm sure you'll see other ones that are launched, but again, I would take zero part in it. And I would also put a disclaimer, probably at the beginning of every single live stream and in my chat, saying this is a meme token based on my name. I respect it, but I can promise you now, I am not investing into it. Again, it's a trust me bro, but I think I've done well with my persona so far, remaining very open to everyone and very truthful in my beliefs and what I hold. And, you know, obviously there's something I'm going to keep private, like my true holdings, because I've got to have an element of privacy, because I, you know, it just do. I respect my privacy, but at the same time I say open as I can to keep, because I think trust is something that is very hard. Trust is something that's very, very hard to gain and even easier to lose, right? I think everyone understands that anyways, but trust is something that is really, really hard to gain trust of people, and losing it is so easy. So I've done my best to make sure I remain, you know, neutral and try and remain trustworthy. Tony, well, I did say no donations, but I guess you just said screw me, I guess. Thank you very much, man, for the $1.99 donation. I mean, yeah, I respect you a lot, my man, and everyone else in the streams, I love you for it. So thank you all once more for the donations. And again, tune up every single day. You're all legends, and you're learning more, so big up to you all. The longer the consolidation, the higher the longer the consolidation, the higher and longer the pump. 100%. I think that's also true as well. Capitalism momentum, I was holding for a year. I'm glad I saw it at 16 and reinvested into Link. I mean, Link is definitely doing something right now. I haven't actually looked at Link, but not hard to search up Link. It's one of the bigger. Link here, chain link number 12. In the last month, it's up 100%, so a 2x is very, very nice. 20%, 30% in the last 7 days. Last year, it's up 100, well, just under 100%. So again, similar in the last month and the last year, and all time, it's, you know, it's on a rally right now, so it's doing well. Link's definitely doing very, very well. And yeah, Kaspa right now is struggling. I do agree with the sentiment, but as I highlighted in a previous stream and previous streams, as retweeted from Kaspa Enthusiast, a famous quote from Nathan Rothschild, who's, you know, one of the most influential, most important people in the world. He's very, very rich. He literally controls how the markets work because of how much capital he has. You know, everyone should know the Rothschild Foundation, that sort of stuff. He stated that when there's blood in the streets, that is the time to buy. I'm trying to find the post here. The time to buy is when there's blood in the streets. Kaspa right now is losing momentum, yes, and it's struggling. I see that much. I agree with that much, and I understand the sentiment behind it. Everyone's upset by it. I do. I've had Kaspa for a long time. I'm currently up my investment, of course. So people might say I'm doing it to pump my bags, and I could say maybe you could argue that, but I've also said, truth be told, if you buy Kaspa, I really don't care. Like, I mean, respectfully, of course, but I don't care whether you buy Kaspa or not. I talk about Kaspa because my biggest conviction, my biggest bag, but I also talk about it because I think it's got the best chance in this project, in this space, to do really, really well long term, and even a bit in this cycle as well. It's doing bad right now, but again, that's been the time to buy from the blood in the streets. And Kaspa right now has had people got here and it came down here. People were flooding Kaspa down here. You also high, everyone happy. FUD again. Happy, very, very happy here. And now it's come down here. Everyone started getting really upset again. And now it can't go above here. Everyone's upset again because it's down here. It's losing momentum. Everything right now, for the most part, is dumping. Hopefully, again, it may not happen, but hopefully we'll see some reversal price and a leg up and a short squeeze for Kaspa following the meeting tomorrow, following potentially more rate cuts. But of course, time will tell. But for me, again, Kaspa, This, for me, there's, again, less than a 0.1% chance. There's a minute chance that this is the top for Kaspa here. No way. It's going to go much higher from here. Where, again, time will tell. But I still think $2 is quite a conservative prediction. Good things come to us away. You're completely right. Sui will be this cycle's adder. A huge upset. Kaspa the Solana. Potentially as well. Bought 10 weeks ago, still waiting. They'll come in due time, I'm sure. And then again in due time. I'm not sure when, but they should be supporting KRC20 at some point soon. I might send them a message on X and just say, just curious about when the integration is done. Do you have a time frame for it? Did you buy the oh yeah, just about the KRC20 right now. People fudding are those who FOMOed at 19 cents. Probably. I mean, people always FUD it. Again, I'll address it to an extent, but there's some people right now who I've seen the FUD and I've kind of ignored it now because again, it's repetitive, right? I see the FUD all the time. There's only so much I can address. Sometimes it's not worth talking about it because it's the same thing every stream. ETH has not done anything. It's not done nothing. I mean, Ethereum is, and if you're talking about price action, then it's done quite a lot. If you're talking about why am I fighting on Ethereum, then it's just for the fact that it's very expensive. Ethereum is the biggest, platform right now. So, well, actually, transaction right now is Solana, but Ethereum is just because it's so expensive. I lost so much money just on transaction fees alone in the last cycle from Ethereum. Ethereum, that's my only qualm with Ethereum. It's just it's gas fee, but that's big enough for me. I'm not a massive investor. If I was a millionaire, that wouldn't bother me that much. But when you're smaller, I mean, it would bother you anyway. You don't want to lose money on stuff like gas fees. But even if you're a smaller investor, it hurts a lot more losing so much on gas fees alone because everything's so overheated and so high in gas fees. Kaspa, when it comes out, will offer a cheaper alternative for that, which is great. That's why I'm looking forward to the Kaspa being fully developed, 10 BPS and smart contracts. Because I'll start using Kaspa as my platform of choice because it'll be cheap, very cheap, and also extremely quick. Probably the fastest in the space, even competing with the likes of centralized platforms. Kaspa is oversold, it will explode eventually. And yeah, also true, yeah. People who are looking at RSI probably says oversold as well. And when it's oversold, it means you start seeing the price pump in due time as well. I mean, yeah, that's very frustrating. I don't know why it's taking them so long. Again, I'll probably go and ask and see if they can get an answer for it. God counting coming for Kaspa Etfs stake, 100%. Where do you see Kaspa 2025? $2 bare minimum. For, again, not financial advice. $2 is where I put it as my bare minimum. I'm hoping to see 4 or 5, putting a $100 billion market cap and up as a top 10 token, and maybe even 7 if we're really, really bullish. And who knows, anything else from there. Have you seen Caesar's video pointing out the negatives we don't on here? I have not. Anthony, if you can please link that to me, either on my Twitter, which, my Twitter @ is right here. I'll link it in the chat right now. That's my Twitter @ you can link it to me on Twitter. I'll have a look at it there. Or equally, if you join my Discord server, again, link right here as well, and you can link it to us in there, and I'll have a look through it, because I want to hear the points negative about Kaspa. Because, again, I'm not opposed to hearing negativity about Kaspa at all. I'm not opposed to it. I'll if it's logical and based on some actual facts, I might even agree with it. I'm a logical person. I'm not gonna. I'm much like my Kaspa Maxi. People who give me well-resounded arguments around Kaspa why it's bad, I'll listen. If people are just saying Kaspa back has not moved in price for a year, I'm like, yeah, you're an idiot. Or okay, maybe a bit sharp on my tongue there, but I don't think basing a project on it being bad based on price action alone is a logical thing to do. It's to understand how good a project is and where it is more than just the price action. It's on what they're developing as well. To understand where it should go from the future, it's not the price action, it's what it's developing, also other financial markets as well. But yeah, if you show me that video, I'll look into it. I haven't heard of it myself though. Kaspa needs marketing. Yeah, I do agree they do need marketing, but again, it's an early project. I'm sure they'll get it in the future. But again, think about it like Ethereum. Ethereum has no marketing. Some projects have it, some of them don't. Kaspa doesn't need it, but I'm sure they'll get their own team of marketing when it goes more and more. And again, think about the KRI will also be, when KRI becomes more and more, they're mainly for institutions, but they are also being a market maker for Kaspa as well. The reason why Coinbase is now talking to Kaspa for listings is because of KRI. So we do need marketing, I do agree, for Kaspa, but we're early doors still, only 3 years old in a project, with no VCs, no pre-allocations, all organic. It's tough for Kaspa. Rate cut, fake it out. It happened the last 2 times. I mean, yeah, again, you see a correction following rate cuts. Rate cuts happen, and you see the price reverse. Guys, we didn't give up. We didn't give up. I mean, people probably are upset. I'm sure I'm sure exchanges are manipulating the price of Kaspa as well. You can see the likes of Gate and Mexi dominating the markets right now for Kaspa. But no, we didn't give up. It's just a correction behavior. It's a fake out, as LB says, it's a fake out before the rate cuts. I think we'll see a leg up for Kaspa, a reversal, potentially a short squeeze tomorrow. And I'm sure more will follow in due time as well, following the developments coming to 10 bps and the also strong speculation based on what Eric said here, based on the logical thesis that Litecoin is a fork of Bitcoin, therefore it's a commodity, that Kaspa therefore will be getting ETF this cycle as well. You've got Grayscale already consider them, you've got ETPs already launched for Kaspa through Valor, and you've also got the likes of Zodia, who supports Kaspa, who has clients like Marathon and also 21 Shares, who's the largest offer of crypto related ETPs. So you see ETPs probably for Kaspa from 21 Shares as well. But of course time will tell. But the new SEC chairman, Paul Atkins, coming through in about a month's time with Donald Trump. You're seeing Caroline Crenshaw, who is now going to be removed. So more anti-crypto left and more pro-crypto joining. Ultimately, we're going to see a god cycle for crypto this cycle. And I'm sure you'll see more bullish cycles to follow that as well. But this is the cycle where, this is like the game-changer cycle, basically. Some projects will make you generational wealth just alone. Some of them will let you set up for future generational wealth. I think even Kaspa and Bitcoin, I think those are projects that, if you went to Bitcoin at 16k when it's at its bottom in the cycle, you definitely would have been very, very happy. You're up almost, you're up like what, you're up like 7x or something like that, 6-7x from now. It's very, very good, but it's not the massive ROIs that you get from other projects. So if you're holding Bitcoin for the next like 2-3 cycles when it should potentially reach like $1 million, people are saying, then yeah, that's generational wealth. From 16k to $1 million, that's generational wealth. Kaspa, I think it's going to do a similar thing. You get into it early, like now, at 14 cents. That's why I'm doing it. Get into it at 14 cents, 15 cents, 5 cents, whatever you got into at 20 cents even. You're holding it for 3-4 cycles. That'll generate you generational wealth when it most likely reaches the prices of $100 or $1,000 in the next 3-4 cycles. This cycle, I think, is still very well, though. Don't be emotional, be logical, do your own research, and follow the money. Money right now is not in Kaspa because no institutional investment, but again, they are considering Kaspa. Proof all here. All information also in my Discord server. Again, check it out in the description. And tier 1s as well, in due time, will be coming to Kaspa. That for me is not speculative. That is, it is speculative, I guess, but there's a lot of proof to back that theory. Binance in particular as well. I think people are not connecting the dots in Kaspa. Smart contracts coming out mid Q3. There's been 1 second fast in Solana, and decentralized is not going to be a needle mover. The cycle, most of the gains have been made for Kaspa next cycle. Hopefully be big. I mean, I do agree that next cycle will probably be bigger for Kaspa. I do agree, but at the same time, I do think the connections happening, the development happening for Kaspa this cycle will still cause a pump. It might be a little bit late, but I think it will still cause a pump for Kaspa. That's why I'm saying, for me conservative, $2 only a 10x from here, more or less, maybe 25, I guess. No, 15x from here. It's not actually that much. Some other projects are going to go much more parabolic. I don't think that $2 is that outlandish. I think 10 is outlandish. I don't think $4. I think $4 is a bit much right now based on how late the development is happening. But again, with the amount of institutional adoption happening, with the market cap of crypto peaked at 3 trillion last cycle. We're going to see at least a double of 6 trillion, I believe. And when the Bitcoin money is already in there and it's trickled into altcoins, think about how $3 trillion, a 2x market, $3 trillion there, you can see that money trickle into altcoins. That'll cause money to go up much, much higher, I believe. But again, time will tell. That cycle, I think, will be even bigger for Kaspa based on the developments already being there. Dagonite as well will be there as well. But I still think Kaspa will do well this cycle. That's my belief again. It's not financial advice. People done their own research, make their own predictions. That's fine. But that being said, thank you once more for watching. A very, very bullish stream all in all, I think, with what is to come. Again, ETF news, I think will come sooner than you think. And tomorrow there should be a short squeeze based on the confirmation. You'll be seeing more rate cuts tomorrow. We'll get into that, of course, in tomorrow's stream. Make sure you tune in again, same time as always. I'll be linking the time announcement in my Discord server again. Go and check it out. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good day, give you a good night. And I'll see you